In a moment that sent shockwaves across the African continent and beyond, President Cyril Ramaphosa found himself visibly shaken, some say even emotionally shattered, after reading a blistering letter from Burkina Faso's young and defiant leader, Captain Ibrahim Traoré. The dramatic breakdown occurred during a live-streamed Continental Leadership Summit, watched by millions online and broadcast across several major news outlets. What was meant to be a routine diplomatic discussion about African unity quickly turned into an emotionally charged showdown, one that exposed deep rifts in ideology, sovereignty, and leadership within Africa's highest ranks. Traoré's letter, read aloud during the summit by a regional coordinator, was nothing short of incendiary. In the note, Traoré accused Ramaphosa of betraying the African dream. He criticized Ramaphosa for what he described as neocolonial cooperation masked as diplomacy, alleging that South Africa's cozy relationships with Western powers have often come at the expense of true African independence. "We are not the gatekeepers of the West," the letter read. "We are the guardians of a continent wounded by centuries of exploitation, and we cannot heal by appeasing those who continue to benefit from our divisions." These words reportedly cut deep into Ramaphosa, who has long championed Pan-African dialogue and diplomacy, albeit from a more conservative, gradualist position compared to Traoré's revolutionary approach. When the camera panned to Ramaphosa moments after the letter was read, viewers were stunned. His eyes glistened, his hands trembled slightly, and he appeared momentarily speechless. Then came the moment no one could have expected. Ramaphosa removed his glasses, lowered his head, and was seen wiping away tears. What made the incident even more intense was the stark contrast between the two leaders. Traoré, at just 36 years old, has quickly become a symbol of youth-led defiance, Afro-nationalism, and anti-imperialist resistance. His military-led transition in Burkina Faso has challenged the traditional order of African diplomacy, pushing hard against both Western influence and continental complacency. Ramaphosa, on the other hand, represents the institutional stability of post-apartheid South Africa, the nation trying to balance economic development with social transformation, all under the watchful eye of international financial institutions and diplomatic ties with powers like the US, France, and the UK. Some critics have accused Ramaphosa of playing it too safe, of prioritizing image over impact. Traoré's letter capitalized on that narrative, calling out leaders who speak of Pan-Africanism in press conferences but sign away our future in boardrooms. Social media erupted almost instantly. Hashtags like #Ramaphosa breaks down, #Traoré truth bomb, and #Africa divided trended for hours. Many South Africans expressed sympathy for their president, calling the moment a rare glimpse into the pressure and emotional toll of leadership. Others, however, saw it as a metaphor for the current state of African politics, one generation holding back, the other demanding radical change. Memes, video edits, and commentary flooded platforms like X, formerly Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook. Some videos captioned Ramaphosa's reaction as "the day the old guard fell silent." Meanwhile, in Burkina Faso, citizens reportedly gathered in Ouagadougou to celebrate what they called Traoré's letter of truth, with some even holding mock readings of the letter in the streets. While Ramaphosa did eventually compose himself and continued with the summit, his responses were noticeably more reserved. He acknowledged that passion and conviction in Traoré's words and called for unity, but stopped short of issuing any rebuttal. Sources close to the presidency say Ramaphosa was deeply hurt but reflective, and has requested a private meeting with Traoré to open a direct line of dialogue. Analysts say the incident may force the African Union to re-examine its structure and its role in accommodating divergent visions for Africa's future. Some even believe this could spark a generational reckoning, a moment where young leaders like Traoré force older statesmen to confront uncomfortable truths about the direction of the continent. Whether or not this event marks a lasting fracture or the beginning of a new dialogue remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, Ibrahim Traoré's letter wasn't just a diplomatic statement, it was a challenge to the entire post-colonial order of African governance. And judging by Ramaphosa's raw, unfiltered reaction, it struck a nerve that may not soon be forgotten. As one commentator put it, Africa watched its past and its future collide in one broadcast. And the silence afterward spoke louder than the speech.